Hey guys, my name is Matimeo. In today's challenge, I'm going to be using the new Mare's Leg pistol with the 40 times scope. A lot of you have been wanting me to do this one for quite some time, but I've been dreading and holding off on it because I knew that it was going to be absurd. Lo and behold, it was absolutely awful. But the thing about it is that I actually like the concept of having a pocket sniper rifle or a secondary sniper rifle in the game. When it was first introduced, it was flat out amazing. I wouldn't go as far to say that it was overpowered, but this was going to be something that would rival the Magnum if you wanted to have a secondary weapon that relied on skill and accuracy. It wasn't as good as the recon bolt action rifles, which is a good thing. We wouldn't want to make that class completely obsolete, but if you were skillful enough and you were nailing headshots back to back, the Mare's Leg was an amazing secondary weapon. The thing is though, it looks like DICE thought that it was a little bit too good and they nerfed its damage. At extreme distances, if you are trying to use this as a sniper rifle and you are trying to snipe people at long range, if you get a headshot, it's only going to do 65 damage per round. If you get 2 headshots, that's going to drop your target from 100% to 0. But the thing about it though is that if you get a headshot, it's going to then require 2 body shots to kill them. To give you a comparison, the Magnum only requires 3 body shots to drop someone at extreme distances, or if you get a headshot, then it only requires 2 rounds, so a headshot and a body shot. The Magnum essentially does more damage than the Mare's Leg at long range. I'm not exactly sure why DICE decided to balance it out this way, because in my eyes, this has basically turned the Mare's Leg into one of the most promising pistols that we've had in Battlefield, a really cool concept. I love having a pocket sniper rifle, and they've turned it into more of a novelty weapon that very few people are going to use. This is one of the main reasons why this challenge was flat out ridiculous. If I try to go for someone way out in the distance, even if I got a headshot, it didn't guarantee that I got the kill. Actually, more often than not, it basically meant that I notified that the enemy that I was shooting at them, they would move around, and because I'm using the 40 times scope and I'm peering into their soul, I can see their eye sockets, they're gonna make it much more challenging for me to get that secondary shot off, and because it requires 2 more rounds if I get body shots, it was nigh on impossible for me to drop those targets. And so essentially the way that I had to complete this challenge was that I needed to play somewhat aggressively, get in close and try to quick scope headshot someone, or just come across a camping sniper or a camping anyone and just line up the headshot and go from there. The thing is though, is that even those stationary targets who are only 20 meters away proved to be more difficult than you would originally expect. Right now on the CTE, for some reason, all of the bolt action rifles, it doesn't matter which one you're using, they're always going to be zeroed out to 100 meters. You can bump it up to 200, 500, or 1,000, but as soon as you try to zero it out to 0 meters, it doesn't allow you to do it and it just bumps up to 100 again. I don't know if that's the case for the Mare's Leg, and the reason why I say this is that there was a lot of times when I was sniping someone who was way out there. I would aim for the tip of their head thinking that I needed to compensate for some bullet drop, but then it flew right over their face. I was like, what is going on here? I quickly realized that I needed to aim more for their neck or more for like the lower part, like their jaw, if I wanted to secure these headshots on someone who was 20 meters out, because I want to go out on a limb and say that the Mare's Leg is currently zeroed out to 100 meters. It doesn't indicate that it is, and maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm just a terrible player and I have no idea what I'm talking about, but there were so many moments when I would shoot at a stationary target, I would swear that I aimed directly at their face, but it would miss and I wouldn't even get a hit marker, like the bullet was flying down below and getting a chest shot. It was a little weird. And so essentially what this challenge came down to was a lot of luck. I'd like to claim that skill was involved. I'd like to claim that my mastery of the Mare's Leg was the reason why I was able to overcome these insurmountable odds. But when we really get down to it, it was a flip of the coin if I was going to be able to land these headshots. Who knows, maybe DICE will buff it on up before the patch goes live. But at least in its current state, because its damage isn't really all that great at a distance, because its rounds per minute nowhere near rivals the Magnum, I have a feeling that the Magnum and the other skill cannons are going to surpass it and stay the dominant pistol of choice, at least for those people that like those skillful weapons on the battlefield. And so while it is a really cool weapon, I don't see this being the must pick for the upcoming patch. One thing that I did want to mention really quickly though is that you may have noticed the new suppression effect that's been added into the game. I'm not exactly sure what DICE is going for. I like what they're doing to suppression overall. I like the idea that if you were up close to someone, suppression isn't going to have that much of an impact on you, but the new fully suppressed mechanic is awful in my eyes. It really reminds me of Battlefield 3. One of the things that I hated about Battlefield 3 was the ridiculous amount of suppression effect. Like, your screen just got blurry. You had no idea what was going on around you, and now they've added in this weird blue tint to everything, and it's gross. I really don't like it whatsoever. And so I don't know if this is a bug. I don't know if DICE is just testing a few things here and there, but at least if I'm gonna give my feedback, I'm just gonna flat out say I don't like it. I think that it's way too obtrusive, and I think they should go back to what it was originally. But overall, while I really like the Mare's Leg, in its current state, I have a feeling that for some people, it's going to be a very fun weapon. If you have amazing accuracy, this is gonna be a really fun weapon to use, but for the most part, it's gonna be more of a novelty gun that you use on select servers. But yeah, guys, that is about it for today's challenge. I hope you enjoyed. I told myself that I wasn't going to do any more 40 times scope challenges, but because the Mare's Leg is intriguing and the fact that they can use it, I felt like, why not? We should delve into it. We should give it a whirl. And so I hope you guys appreciated that. But as always, if you guys have a loadout that you would like me to try next, let me know down below. This is a video series that is based off of your recommendations, and so if there is a weapon with a terrible combination of attachments that you would like me to use, or a gadget that I should try out exclusively, let me know down below. But yeah, until tomorrow, have a good one, and take it easy.